The first question. The other day in discourse, you mentioned that when a woman wears red lipstick, it is ugly because it is not natural. I am from New York, where it is required that women shave their legs, underarms, dress stylishly, have their hair neatly combed, wear makeup, and act in a ladylike manner. Yes, it is all very admirable how your sannyasins are so natural, but the girls at the ashram do not excite me. You see, natural is not always the best or the most beautiful. My feeling is that you are so against makeup because you have never seen good makeup. I am a freelance makeup artist and would like to do a makeover on an ashramite so that you can see how makeup can be used to spiritually enhance a woman's natural beauty. Anything to say? There are many things to say. First, the makeup is the invention of the ugly people. It is not that makeup is ugly, but makeup itself is the invention of the ugly. The ugly feels inferior compared to the naturally beautiful. Jealous, competitive. The ugly tries to compensate it with artificial methods. The natural has no need to compensate. But naturally beautiful people are very few. Hence the makeup has become almost a routine thing. For thousands of years, because man has been trying to hide in every possible way all that is ugly in him, in the body, in the mind, in the soul. Even people who are naturally beautiful started imitating the ugly and the artificial for the simple reason because the artificial can deceive. For example, the breasts naturally are not that good looking as they can be managed to look. Even if a woman has naturally beautiful breasts, she will start feeling that the women who have no natural beauty about the breasts at least can pretend and show that they are far more beautiful. So the naturally beautiful also starts imitating. The makeup, the whole idea of makeup is basically hypocrisy. One should love to accept one's nature. not only on the physical level, because that is where the journey starts. If you go false there, then why not pretend the same falseness as far as mind is concerned? Then what is wrong in pretending to be a saint, a sage, when you are not? The logic will be the same. And sometimes it happens that the pretender can defeat the real, because the pretender can practice, can rehearse, can manage and manipulate in many ways. It happened in the life of Charlie Chaplin. On one of his birthdays, his friends arranged a competition. Who can act more like Charlie Chaplin? There were going to be 3 prizes, and from all over the world many people participated in the competition, and the final competition was going to be held in London. Charlie Chaplin, just to have fun, entered in the competition from a faraway place, and because there were so many pretenders, nobody could see that even Charlie Chaplin is part of the competition. He was certainly hoping, in fact he was absolutely certain, that he will win the first prize and he will have the last laugh. But it turned out to be otherwise. He got the second prize. Somebody else pretended to be more authentically Charlie Chaplin than Charlie Chaplin himself. It is possible that a make-up woman, as you say, Sobel, can look very beautiful, but she has to be in the first place ugly. Otherwise, why she should bother? And it is not that I have not seen good makeup. I have seen for thousands of lives what I have been doing here. Although I have not seen you, but I have seen so many people like you that I can say many things even about you. The first thing, that you must be fat. If you are not, you can stand up and everybody can judge. Only fat people become interested in makeup. Secondly, you must be a homo, because only homos become interested in the artificial. And if so many beautiful women here are not turning you on, that simply means one thing, that a woman as such cannot turn you on. You need men to turn you on. In that way, homosexuality is a very great spiritual development, because heterosexuality is just natural. It is biological. Homosexuality is an invention of man. The bisexual person, who is both, of course, is far more richer. he can be turned on by both men and women. He has a far more richer sexuality. And from your name, it is clear that you are a Jew. No Jew, homo and fat. What else is needed to become a freelance makeup artist? You have all the qualifications for it. You say that the other day in discourse you mentioned that when a woman wears red lipstick, it is ugly because it is not natural. In the first place, the woman is ugly, that's why she wears lipstick. If she had beautiful lips, who will bother to paint those beautiful lips with something tasteless, ugly in the sense because then your lips are no more part of your face. They stand out. They become separate. They are no more in an organic unity. I would like women to have red lips, but those red lips should come through the inner health, through blood circulating within your body, through exercise, through breathing, through long walks, through sun baths. Lips should become red. It is beautiful to have red lips, but to pretend, and whom you are trying to pretend? Everybody can see the lipstick is there. The lipstick does not hide your lips, it simply reveals that something ugly is hidden behind it. And I am not saying that all that is not natural is bad. Nature can be improved upon. That's what intelligence is for. But it should not be against nature. For example, the lips can be red through better food, through better exercise, through better medicine. That too is improving upon nature, but improving upon nature in a natural way. Putting lipstick is cheap. It is not really improving. It is good for the stage. Makeup artists are needed for the stage, not for real life. On the stage it is good, because the people who are looking at you are far away from you. They don't have to kiss you. They can throw kisses from far away. That's perfectly okay. But they don't have to taste your lipstick. And the layers and layers of lipstick. It is so rotten and old, and continuously your saliva is giving it all kinds of germs. In each single kiss, at least 100,000 germs pass between the lovers. And that is when the lips are without lipstick. With the lipstick, nobody has counted yet what is being transferred. And when the lipstick is there, you never come in contact with the lips. You must have misunderstood me. I am not saying that improving upon nature is bad. I am not saying that women can shave their legs and underarms. It is good. It is hygienic. Nothing is wrong about it. Unless you take every care to clean your body. So well, your New York women must not be taking baths every day, it seems. If you take everyday bath and clean your body, then the hairs under your arms are not bad. There is nothing wrong about it. There is no need to remove them. They have their place. But if you are not taking bath and if you are not being hygienic and clean, then certainly they will collect dust and they will collect perspiration and they will stink. Then it is good to remove them. I am not against removing them. It is beautiful to shave your hairs on the legs and give your legs beautiful shape. But improve upon nature rather than impose. Make people more aware of beauty and how to take care of it. And help them in natural ways. Because man is the only animal who can go beyond nature. But he should go through nature, not by covering nature. So I am not saying that that which is not natural is necessarily ugly. But you must have misunderstood me. You must have been hearing with your freelance makeup artist's mind. One Negro from South Africa was sent by his family to study at the university. So he went to the director to ask for admission. Which branch would you like to take? Asked the director. Can't I have a desk like everybody else? Now the poor fellow is coming from Africa. His mind can understand only in his own way. Sex was a big problem on the American nuclear submarine, which was at sea for months at a stretch. The captain, however, had solved the problem by buying a life-size rubber doll, which he put to frequent use. In fact, he became so satisfied that his crew became suspicious of his good moods and soon discovered the reason. When the captain was on the bridge, they began to sneak into his cabin to visit the doll. A few months later, when the submarine returned to San Francisco, the captain went along to the shop where he had originally purchased the doll. Look, he said, I want to congratulate you guys on the lifelike qualities of that doll I bought. You know, it is so good, I even caught syphilis. Be natural, try to improve upon it. And it is good in the films, on the stage, in the dramas to have makeup, because people are simply looking at you and from a distance. You can deceive them. But when you are living with a person in love, as a wife, as a husband, as a son, as a father, as a mother, how can you can go on deceiving? The truth will be known. Your false breasts will be discovered. You can deceive others, but how can you deceive people who are close by? And is it right to deceive them? And if they love because of your false breasts, the moment they discover that the breasts are false, plastic or rubber made, will their love remain? It will disappear. But the whole humanity has become false. The idea is to deceive, to pretend. I am not against your art, Sobel, but it has its own place. Life is not its place. Life should be lived naturally. Yes, if some woman is so ugly, or some man is so ugly that he is disgusting, help him. Then your art can be helpful. Because to be disgusting is immoral. When a woman passes by and you feel like vomiting, then certainly Sobel is needed. Just to protect people from falling sick. He has written a letter to me in which he says that he is not turned on by any sannyasin, although they are so beautiful. But he was turned on by an Indian woman in the Blue Diamonds who was wearing lipstick and everything that he would like people to wear. My own understanding is that people become attracted only to persons who are unavailable. Now that Indian woman is almost impossible for Sobel. She will not be available. That creates attraction. Whatsoever is impossible is attractive. My sannyasins are very natural people. They are not pretenders. They are open, vulnerable, available. If love knocks on their doors, they will not reject it. But there are many people who are attracted only to the impossible for the simple reason because they cannot get it. Because getting it creates troubles. So it is better to be infatuated with something you can never get. Indian women can be very attractive to Westerners because they are closed, completely closed. They are absolutely unavailable. And that very thing makes them so far away like stars that you can become interested. In fact, it is one of the oldest strategies of women to make themselves as much unavailable as possible. That creates infatuation in people. that creates sexuality in people, that keeps people tethered to the lowest kind of sexuality. Hence people are interested in Indian women, they are interested in film actresses, because they will not be available to them. They will not be able to pay. They will not be able to reach to them. They are always attracted to something which is beyond their reach. It gives them a challenge. My effort here is to make this commune sexually free. And when I say sexually free, it has two meanings. In the beginning, people will be easily available to each other. And in the end, the very availability will make their mind transcend sex. And that is happening every day. Hundreds of sannyasins write to me that what has happened? Just when we had come, we were so full of sex, and now all that has disappeared. There seems to be no desire for it. Even if we are interested in somebody, it is more like friendship than any sexual relationship. We love to be together, but there is no need to jump into bed immediately. In fact, there are many sannyasins writing to me that sex has so completely disappeared that for months or for years they have been celibate. And you go and ask a Catholic monk or a Hindu sannyasin, they are trying to be celibate and their mind is full of sex. And we are not trying here to be celibate, but celibacy is happening. Whatsoever is easily available becomes automatically uninteresting. In the West, many people are turning towards homosexuality, lesbianism, for the simple reason, because the men, for men, seems to be far away a goal, because it is so unnatural. The woman for woman seems to be a far away goal. It seems so unnatural. Man and woman relationship is natural. So people are turning to be homosexuals, to be lesbians. The reason is, make anything difficult, condemn it, repress it, and it will become more and more attractive. In my commune, nothing is repressed. Hence, everything by and by loses its attraction. One becomes more and more calm and quiet and settled. You say, Sobel, that in New York, the women act in a ladylike manner. They have been forced for centuries to act in a ladylike manner. They have been changed from women into ladies. To be a woman is beautiful. To be a lady is ugly. Ugly for the simple reason, because acting like a lady is phony. It is snobbish. Acting like a woman is a natural phenomenon. And of course, when you want to act like a lady, then you will have to do many kinds of makeups on many planes. Physical, psychological, spiritual. You will go on hiding yourself behind curtains. You will never show your real face. your authenticity. You will become just a phony phenomenon. The word phony is beautiful. It came into currency when telephones were invented. Because when you speak on a telephone, your sound is not real. It does not sound exactly as your sound. It becomes phony. The word phony is beautiful. You are not in direct contact. When I am talking to you, it is a direct contact. When it is a long distance call, you sound phony, I sound phony, but that's how people are living. They are not allowing closeness. They are creating all kinds of barriers to create distance. Lipstick is a distance. So lips should not come in direct contact. It gives a phoniness. And all makeup is phony. But let me remind you, Sobel, I am not saying that anything that is natural is good. It is not inevitably good. It has to be improved upon. It can be improved upon. But it should be improved according to nature, not against nature. Nature should be helped to go beyond itself. It should not be repressed. If nature is repressed, you start becoming schizophrenic. You start having double individualities. One that you are, one that you show to others. And you can get up very messed up within yourself. Who are you? This or that. Because it is not only a question of having two personalities. You will have to have many personalities. The mother will have one personality towards the child. She has to pretend to be a mother. And to the husband, she has to pretend to be a wife. And to the lover, she has to pretend to be a lover. And so on and so forth. So she will have many personalities around herself. And in the jungle of all these personalities, her own individuality will be lost. She will find it very difficult to discover her original face. You say to me that makeup can be used to spiritually enhance a woman's natural beauty. That is sheer nonsense. Spirituality cannot be enhanced by any makeup. Spiritual beauty has nothing to do with anything that can be done from the outside. Spirituality is your original face. It is the discovery of your intrinsic nature. It has not to be tempered with. It has not to be painted. It has not to be arranged. It has no hairs on the legs because there are no legs. No armpits. No lips. Your innermost being is pure consciousness. It needs no makeup. But I understand Sobel's standpoint. People are even pretending there. That's what your so-called saints are. They are trying to cultivate spirituality. They are trying to condition themselves in a certain pattern of being holier than thou. But the really spiritual person is very simple. Simple in the sense that he is in a natural flow. He is in a let go with existence. And I will not allow you, Sobel, to work on any one of my sannyasins. Not at all. It is hard work for me somehow to remove their lipstick and somehow to drop their phoniness and somehow to help them to discover their original face. And I don't want that you should do some makeup, and I don't see that you can make any of my sannyasins more beautiful in any way by makeup. The makeup will simply make her somebody else. She will not be herself. She may look like an actress. She may look like a model. But she will not be herself. And my whole effort here is to help you to be yourself. To be totally free from personalities. Personality is the false thing that surrounds you. And individuality is the gift of God. It is already there inside you. If you drop your personalities, you will discover it. The moment personalities are removed, it wells up. Rather than doing that, Philip Sobel, I can help you to be natural. If you are fat, your fatness can disappear. Become a little more loving. Become a little more natural. Your fatness will disappear. Fat people are people who are in some way repressing their sexuality. Whenever you repress your sexuality, you will start eating more. That's a substitute. You will go on stuffing yourself. Hence I suspect your Hindu monks, because they are all so fat. Have you seen Muktananda's Guru's picture? If you have not seen, it is worth seeing. It is a rare treat. I think he is unique. Nityananda is unique. You may have seen people with big bellies. Nityananda is a belly with a head. The belly is so big, you cannot say that he has a big belly. You can only say the belly has a small man. This is bound to happen to sexually repressed people. But rationalizations. Muktananda writes in his memoirs that when he was practicing his great Siddha Yoga, his Kundalini started rising. And what really happened, he describes it in detail. Not knowing anything about Freud, Jung, Adler, William Reich, these Indian so-called gurus are absolutely uncontemporary. They don't know anything what has happened in these last 1000 years. They are at least 1000 years back. So when he talks about Kundalini, he says that his genital organs became so strong so erect that they started hurting, that his prick was so erect, it started touching his belly button. Kundalini rising. These fools go on teaching to the West. This is Kundalini rising. This is simply repressed sex and nothing else. It is so simple a fact. When Kundalini rises, something just the opposite happens. An African native was bathing in the river by his village. When a group of tourists arrived on the scene, they stared in awe at the enormity of his prick. The native looked back at them embarrassed and said, "Why is it so amusing? Don't yours shrink in cold water?" When Kundalini rises, it is taking a bath in cold water, in ice cold water. But Nityananda's disciple cannot be anything else. Whenever you will repress your sex, you will start eating more. You will become fat. You will become ugly. You will lose all proportion. Rather than trying makeup on any of my sannyasins, allow some of my sannyasins to remove some fat from you. That will be far more enhancing to your spiritual beauty. And if you are not turned by the beautiful sannyasins here, that simply shows that you have become fixated on homosexuality. Jews have suffered the longest with homosexuality from the days of the Old Testament. 3,000 years of homosexuality. It has become almost natural to them by now. Let my people help you to become a little bit natural. It is beautiful to be attracted to a woman. It is a little bit berserk to be attracted to a man. Something is wrong. It never happens to the wild animals when they are in a natural state. It always happens when you put them in a zoo. In a zoo, animals start behaving homosexually. The reason is that each animal needs a certain space and freedom. There is a categorical imperative for it. Each animal needs a certain space for his territory. When that space is disturbed, he goes crazy. Then he cannot make any difference who is who. Who is man, who is woman, who is male, who is feminine. He forgets all that. And he becomes so tense that he wants to release his sexual energy on anybody. Mankind has become too much overcrowded. That is creating homosexuality. The earth has become like a zoo. Nobody has a space, which is a very absolute necessity for growth, for natural growth. So everybody is becoming a little crazy. homosexuality is not a good sign. It simply shows something has remained retarded in you. When a child is born, he passes through many stages. The first stage is masturbatory, because he loves himself. So every child wants to play with his genital organ. That's a natural growth. Then he moves in a second phase, and that is homosexuality. The boys become interested in boys and the girls become interested in girls. That's how friendships arise. And that's how later on you will always feel that those friendships of your childhood were something superb. Nothing like that again happens. It cannot happen. It was confined to a particular phase of your life. And if things don't go wrong, then homosexuality turns into heterosexuality. This is the natural growth. The child first loves himself. He is the center of his world. He does not relate with anybody else. That is dangerous. Because if he remains stuck there, he will never be able to get with people. He will remain very egoistic, selfish. He will never be able to share. The second step is he moves towards the boys if he is a boy, or towards girls if she is a girl. Because moving from oneself to the same sex is easier. And then from that point he can move to the opposite sex. The boy starts becoming interested in girls, the girls become interested in the boys. That's a natural growth. These are the three natural phenomena, and the fourth, celibacy, is going beyond nature. That is the most beautiful phenomenon. So I am not saying all that is natural is beautiful, but the transcendental should come through the natural. The natural should be transformed into the transcendental. Celibacy comes at the fourth stage, when you have lived with the woman or with the man, and you have gone through all the pleasures and all the pains. You have suffered, you have enjoyed, and you have become ripe enough, mature enough to see that that too is a game. A beautiful game, very engaging, but a game is a game. Then you start moving beyond it. Then sexuality disappears. Then a silence descends in you. You relate with people without any sexual idea behind it. Your relating with people then has a pure fragrance of love. And more closer it comes to prayer. I am all for transcendence, Sobel, and transcendence is not natural. But I am not for artificiality. Your art can be used by my theatre group, by my fashion people, by my other artists. You can be of immense help to them. But remember, it is only for the stage. It is showmanship. But it has nothing to do with the real life. The real life has to be natural, and the real life has to go one day beyond nature. But the nature has to become its foundation. Not against nature, not hiding it, but discovering the innermost core of nature. And then is the transcendence, and that is the most beautiful experience. It beautifies you, your body, your mind, your soul. It not only beautifies you, it beautifies even people who come in contact with you. But this beauty belongs to the beyond. It is called grace. Something descends from the above and floods you. The second question: why is it so difficult for me to laugh? It must be that you have come here conditioned by wrong people, and the wrong people constitute the majority. Almost 99.9%. The religious, the moralists, the Puritans, they are all serious people. They destroy the very possibility of laughter in you. They destroy the very sense of humor in you. To them, humor is something earthly, mundane. That's why Christians say Jesus never laughed. That is absolutely wrong. I know Jesus. It is impossible that Jesus never laughed. It cannot happen. But the Christians go on believing in this, that Jesus never laughed. Because 2000 years of seriousness has made them incomprehensible that a man like Jesus can have a sense of humor. You look at the statues of Jesus that Christians have made. He looks so serious, as if he has always been on the cross for 33 years. And the cross became very significant to Christianity for the simple reason, because the very idea of cross will destroy all sense of humor in you. Cross has become the symbol of their religion. Krishna is far more closer to life. The flute is the symbol of life, not the cross. And have you seen the pictures of Krishna? Dressed beautifully, standing in a dancing pose, the flute in his hands, on his lips, and it looks just a moment more and he's going to sing a song. It is so alive, and he is wearing a beautiful crown of flowers with peacock feathers. This is far more truer to life. That's how life is. It is tremendous joy. But Buddhists say that Buddha does not even smile. And Jainas say that Mahavira has no sense of humor, cannot have. All these people are trying to create a certain idea of religiousness which is devoid of laughter. As if man's misery is not enough for them, they want to become man even more miserable. They tell you, carry your cross on your shoulders, as if your life is not already a cross. It is your conditioning of a wrong approach towards life. That's why you cannot laugh. But you will have to learn laughter here, because to me laughter is one of the most essential qualities of a religious man. If you cannot laugh, you can never be a sage. If you cannot laugh totally, then something is missing in you. Then you have not understood the beauty of existence. You have not understood the mystery of existence. Bodhidharma laughed for 7 days when he became enlightened. Non-stop. His friends became very much worried. They thought he has gone insane. They asked him that, what is the matter? Why you are laughing? He said, I am laughing because now I see the whole ridiculousness of my search. I have been searching for lives together, the truth, and it has always been within me. What I was searching was in the seeker himself. I was looking everywhere and it was within me. And I was running hither and thither, and there was no need to run anywhere. I could have just calmed down myself. And it was mine. It has always been mine. From the very beginning, it was within me. It is my innermost being, my very being. The seeker is the sought. That's why I am laughing. I cannot believe how I could remain in such a deception for so long. How I managed to be such a fool. And I am also laughing because I see all around millions of people searching in the same way, searching for bliss, for God, for truth, for nirvana, and all that they are searching and seeking and looking for can be found within themselves. There is no need to go anywhere. There is no need to do anything. Just close your eyes and look within, and the kingdom of the God is yours. Hence, I cannot stop laughing. The sense of laughter is very significant, particularly for my sannyasins, because I am introducing a new kind of religiousness in the world, a non-escapist religiousness, a religiousness which is not against life. I would like you to be Zorba the Greek and Gautam the Buddha together simultaneously. Less than that won't do. Zorba represents the earth with all its flowers and greenery and mountains and rivers and oceans, and Buddha represents the sky with all its stars and clouds and the rainbows. But the sky without the earth will be empty, and the sky cannot laugh without the earth, and the earth without the sky will be dead. Both together, and a dance comes into existence. The earth and the sky dancing together, and there is laughter, there is joy, there is celebration. Look around, watch life. Don't be too much bothered with religious scriptures. 99% of those religious scriptures are written by people who know nothing of religion. They are written by scholars, theologians. They are written by ascetics, anti-life people. And the person who is anti-life is bound to be anti-laughter, anti-love. He will be anti-everything. His whole life is nothing but a denial, a constant denial. He is suicidal. He goes on cutting himself chunk by chunk. He is destructive. He destroys himself. How can he laugh? I teach you life. I teach you love. I teach you how to sing, how to dance. I teach you how to transform your life in a festival, in a carnival of delight. Hence, laughter has to be one of the most essential qualities. Even if you cry and weep, your tears should have the quality of laughter in them. They should come dancing and singing. They should not be tears of sadness and misery. They should be tears of overflowing cheerfulness, of bliss. And this is possible not through scriptures, but if you look at life, all that is needed is a clarity. You are an Indian, that creates difficulty. When you look at life, you are reciting inside the Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Vedas are going on and on. You are chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, 1000 names of God. How can you see life? Stop all this nonsense. Be silent and look at life. And you will find surprises everywhere, each moment, on each step. During the Second World War, a house in a London suburb gets nearly totally destroyed by a direct hit of a rocket. All the inhabitants survive, only one man is missing. Suddenly, they hear a tremendous laughter coming out of the toilet, which stands undestroyed amongst the ruins. When the man climbs out of it, still laughing loudly, they ask him what the hell he is laughing about. Well, he says, is not it funny? I pull the chain and the whole house collapses. Just look around and you will find 1001 ways to laugh. The little Siddhartha, our great sannyasin, walks up to a little girl, another sannyasin, and asks her to dance. She replies, no, thank you. He replies, don't thank me, thank God someone asked. Few sannyasins were talking. One asked the others, what is long, hard, and when put into something warm and wet, gets soft and drippy. And little Siddhartha answered, spaghetti. The big boss and his wife had accepted the junior executive's dinner invitation, and as dinner was being served, the little son and daughter of the hosts left their beds and walked through the dining room absolutely naked. The polite guests ignored them. At the first opportunity, the furious father went upstairs to scold them. But before he could say anything, the little boy cried, "Ah, Daddy, it is wonderful. We rubbed ourselves all over with Mummy's vanishing cream. And when we went downstairs to the dining room, nobody saw us." In a small German town, a Catholic priest caught red-handed a young boy picking out all of the raisins from a big loaf of bread which the priest had just brought from a nearby bakery shop. "Are you not ashamed, my son, picking out all the raisins from this bread?" inquired the priest. The boy looked straight at him and said, "Firstly, I am not your son. Secondly, my mother ordered a loaf without raisins. And thirdly, I am Protestant anyway." While visiting Pairino's parents, a woman keeps telling them how much she would like to have a child like him, but that the stork has unfortunately not brought her anything. Pairino says, "Why don't you change to a cock?" Just watch around, Sudhir, and you will find 1,001 things to laugh. Life is full of laughter, full of ridiculousness, full of absurdities. But if you are serious, you will miss all that. If you are non-serious, you will be available. If you are non-serious, you will be capable of seeing it. Paddy had died from dysentery. While they prepared the body for burial, it was still excreting. The undertaker thought carefully for a moment, then went away to get a cork. 2 hours later, O'Reilly and Muldoon came to carry the prepared corpse downstairs for the wake. As soft music played, the 2 friends solemnly carried the body down the stairs. Suddenly there was a loud pop, and a fountain of shit poured over O'Reilly's head. He promptly dropped the body, which slid down the stairs into the crowd of waiting guests. The undertaker rushed up to O'Reilly saying, "What did you do, you clumsy bastard?" O'Reilly looked at him coolly and said, "Look, man, if he can shit, he can fucking walk." Shartini stalked into a police station and told the desk sergeant he wanted to swear out a complaint against a truck driver for assault and battery. "What happened?" asked the bored cop. "I was in a phone booth and this creep came along and wanted to use the phone," explained Sartini. "I told him to wait a while, but he could not. Finally he slammed open the door and yanked me out of there. No wonder you got mad, agreed the sergeant. Damn right I got mad, said the Italian. The son of a bitch did not even give my girlfriend time to put her panties on. Lady Maria's business is doing badly. As a whore in downtown Rome, she tries hard, but for some reason or another it does not work out well. One night she gets a great idea. I will buy me a few small firecrackers, and when I am making love to a guy, I will set one on fire and start screaming that something inside me has been torn and he should pay extra for it. That night she happens to meet a man and takes him to her room, where they start making love on the bed. She slips one hand under the bed and lights a firecracker. Unfortunately, she lights the whole box full of fireworks and an enormous explosion follows. Ah, she screams. You hurt me inside. $10 extra. The man looks at her and groans. How about $100 if you can find my balls? Enough for today.